Here's the batting order for the Wolverines that come in 16 and 24, 2 and 13 in the WAC. Ketchke to lead it off, Block, Carpenter, Beckstrong. Derek Houston comes in with a hot bat over the weekend against Abilene Christian, one of his best outings of the year. Freshman out of Makaha, Hawaii, fastball near 97. Curve, slider, cutter, and a change. Is Parker Goff behind the plate doing the work. And in the 9th inning last weekend to beat Abilene Christian 5-3. But the Wolverines season will end later this week. And a blooper will bounce in front of Herdsman. And it's a leadoff single for Ketchke. Paragas will look over at Ketchke. Double play opportunity. Robinson going to have to take it himself and then flip it over in time. And there's 2 down. You see the elusiveness of Ryder Robinson at shortstop. How many calls they would probably get. Here's one deep into the afternoon. And we talked about his home run swing. He's got 14 on the season. And Utah Valley strikes first. A towering blast from Caden Carpenter.
Well, that was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And that ball, as soon as it was hit, you knew it was gone.
And he hits this one into left field. A 2-out single for Chipper Beck.
So we had some good games at BYU.
Gets hit and heads to first base with a bruise. Chipper Beck goes over to second. This one to center field. Wolfgram moves over onto the warning track and just shy of the wall makes the catch. Here come the Cougars. It'll be Herdsman, Anderson, McNaughton. McNaughton, the home run leader on the squad with 14. Robinson, Jones, McChesney, Wolfgram, Hanson, and Goff. Plenty of home runs. Scary Saturday in the loss at Texas Tech, but they're all bombs. Not a lot of singles. He'll be fun to watch tonight. Here's Trey Jacobson out of Cedar City, Utah, 6'5". Missed 7 weeks of the season with a strained shoulder. Another Utah kid, Bryker Herdsman, a senior out of St. George, will lead it off. And that's ball 1 off the plate. There it is, strike 3. 1 down.
Done some super things for BYU.
Here's a base hit into right field for Anderson. Waited on that sweeper. Now he's thinking about 2. Takes a big turn and heads back to first. McNaughton says, I'll see your shift and knock it off the scoreboard. A 2-run home run, number 15 on the year.
Well, you can put as many people you want out in that outfield, but when Naughton connects it, I mean, it is gone. And there he beats the shift and gets BYU ahead here. And that is the team-leading 15th home run.
And then a 2-run home run and walks Robinson on 4 pitches. With 11 home runs. At one point he was tied up with McNaughton. Bounces a base hit into left field. Robinson turns the corner. He's heading to third. Slides in safely. And over to second goes Jones. Trying to keep him, you know, at a pace where he can't go out there and re-aggravate it. He gets hit by the pitch and will head to first base. Hits it a mile high. And Chipper Beck, who's comfortable at that shortstop spot.
First baseman's call.
1-2. Hanson into left. Robinson scores. Jones is coming in. So instead of a grand slam, it's a 2-run single for Matt Hanson. And it's 3-1 BYU. Regular season title, and BYU is trying to find the avenue to a first-round bye. Rowan touches first base, third base rather, the former first baseman. Sky high. Robinson, the quarterback of the infield, makes a catch. 1 down. More Big 12 series wins than in the previous 2 years. There's strike 3. Nice bender by Paragas. 2 down. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Utah Valley goes 1-2-3. Bottom of the 2nd inning. BYU leads it 4-1. And there's a new pitcher for the Wolverines. Cohen Bach, a freshman out of Phoenix. Herdsman to right field, and that hangs up enough for Brody Brock to chase down. And there's one out between these two. Here's Anderson to right. And that's on the warning track for Brock, and there's two down. Just a phenomenal season. Ball 4, and there's the 19th walk of the year for McNaughton. McNaughton leading off at first. They're not even holding him, so he takes off. Here's the throw. Still no call, and now the safe signal comes out. Left field. Houston's out there and makes the catch. Ezra McNaughton stranded on the bags. Brock Snow's the new pitcher for BYU, 6'1" redshirt sophomore from Mesa, Arizona.
After this.
Hard hit right past a diving Ryder Robinson, and a base hit, a second hit of the game for Katchke. Brody block at the plate. He grounded out his first time up. That one way inside and nearly hit him. And they're going to say it did hit him. Revamped swing. This one's hit hard. Diving stab by Anderson. Underhands it in time to McNaughton. That saves runs. There's one out. Over to third goes Katchke and blocks at second. Wild pitch. Katchke will score. And it's 4-2. And over to third goes Block. There's another one. Only this time it hits back.
For second here.
Robinson over to second for one, on to first. Double play. What a turn. Jones reaches for this one. Gloved by Hamlin and dug out by Barnhart. There's one down. McChesney line drive to center field and over to make the diving catches Carpenter, an outstanding fielder out that way, but initially he couldn't see it for Wolfgram. Much different 2026, but he looks at strike 3 as Bach hits the corner. We played 3 here in Provo. In Surprise, Arizona. This is Austin Park, the third pitcher for BYU tonight. And Austin is a 6'1" freshman out of Mona, Utah, the pride of Juab High School. And Park flips it in there for strike 3. Center field, Wolfgram moves over, makes a catch.
There's a playing for both of these teams.
That one's high, and ball 4 for Barnhart, and he'll walk on down to first base. He's going now. Park steps back and throws it in the dirt. I think they're going to get him for a balk anyway. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3, and it's past Goff, and over to third goes Barnhart. Now the count's full. Full count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Wow, you know, and that's equally her trying to get my mind off of baseball probably for the next 45 minutes, and also probably tapped out a little bit while we're on the road with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So she's been fantastic.
Left field, base hit. Hansen turns the corner at second. He's heading to third. Trent Pratt's going to send him home. And he'll score from first base. And it's 5-2 BYU.
It's there.
He gets hit by a pitch. And we'll head to first base. Say hello to Chance Wallace. He's a senior out of Portland, Oregon. Pacific University. And finishing up in Orem. Luke Anderson at the plate. Sees the first pitch and drives it into right field. Goff will stop at third, and the bases are loaded. Brock gets that in quickly. Form. This one to pop up into left. Houston moves over into foul territory, makes the catch. Goff tags from third. Here's the throw and the slide. Safe. Throw back over to second, gets into center field. Herdsman goes over to third, and they'll hold him there. Left field. That one's going to bounce in front of Houston. Herdsman will score. Anderson moves over to third base. An RBI single for Robinson, and it's 7-2. This one sails over the head of Strong. Anderson comes in. Robinson moves over to second. Got him. Got him swinging on 3 pitches, and there's 2 down. Wolfgram to the gap. Robinson will score. Jones heads to third. Trent Pratt waves him home. Here's the throw. Jones in without a slide. It's a 2-run double. Aaron Rice is the new pitcher for Utah Valley, a 6'3", 230-pound senior out of Brillion, Wisconsin. And that one bounces away from Strong, and over to third goes Wolfgram. This one a little flare into left field, into no man's land. It's an RBI for Hansen. Wolfgram scores, and it's 11-2 in the second hit tonight for the sophomore from Colorado Springs. Ridge Erickson and behind the plate. Strike 3. The inning finally ends for the Wolverines.
From Ryder Robinson should have been a highlight play, Coach.
Yeah, it was a big time play for sure. Jeez Louise.
Katchke, it's number 22. A towering blast to left field, and he leads the Wolverines in single season home runs, leads the WAC in home runs, or his 9th all-time in home runs. But at the top of the WAC home run list, Trent, is a guy named Corey Snyder.
Some great players through the year. But Corey Snyder, he was just a step above.
Brody Block with a single into right field, and a base hit to Block. Trent Pratt said, let's get Jackson Clayton in, freshman out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We've seen him quite a bit this season. And ball 4. Block heads to second, and Carpenter walks down to first. Here's the 3-0. And swinging on a 3-0 and pops it up. And Anderson. 1 down. Strike 3. And there's 2 down. Next week in Arizona. 2-1. And Houston gets hit, and now the bases are loaded. Here's Luke Sterner, 6'2" senior out of Laguna Niguel, California. Fastball up near 93. Curve cutter, change. His slider is his best pitch. Here comes Sterner. Anderson runs it down over to first just in time. And the Wolverines score 1, but they leave the bases loaded after getting hit by a pitch. Base hit into left field. First single of the night for the senior out of St. George. To the #1 seed in next week's tournament. Hard hit right at the shortstop. Beck out at second and to first. It's a double play for the Wolverines. Left field. Out there is Houston, and makes the catch.
Yeah, that's the problem, because there's so many good teams in the Big 12. You're almost got 6 or 7 of them guaranteed, so that to get that 8th one, it's gonna be tough.
This one with some room out there as Wolfgram converges and makes the catch.
To whom, that's awesome.
This one out to right field. It'll bounce in front of Herdsman, and Mason Hamlin has his first hit of the night. BYU's pitching coach. 1-2. Strike 3.
Well, it was a high, hard one there. It was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Goff with the throw down. Hamlin is in safe on the steal with 2 outs. Strike 3. But a roaster on Tuesday. Strike 3 as Rice sits down on Robinson. Pound it out yourself. Jones pops out and into the glove of Joseph Barnhart, and that was a quick at bat for Jones. And there's 2 down. McChesney into the gap. And he will take the turn and pick up his 15th double on the year. That's the most on the team. Here's another hit into left. And McChesney will come home. Another RBI for Wolfgram. And it's 12-3 for BYU. 3-1 for Hansen. Ball 4. And Wolfgram will trot to second. Hansen moves on down to first. Herdsman to center field. Carpenter moves over and makes the catch. Cougars leave 2, but they score 2. Ball sits him down. Strike 1. Strike out. Strike 3. There's 1 down. This one gets past Goff. He's going to have to throw him out, and does so. 2 down. Fastball up around 87. Slider, cutter, and a change. So it's a family affair for the Balls here against Utah Valley tonight. 1 pitch into center field, and Strong has a 2-out single. 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. Strike 3. And BYU wins it 13-3.